Tips for Healthy Living with Dr. Ketch is brought to you by Safeguard, champion of family health, supported by Africa Medical Association.
Did you see what she just did? The vegetable she just put there is going to be eaten raw, you know. The focus on hygiene has turned to four main areas: personal hygiene, domestic hygiene, that's hygiene at home, food hygiene, and pet hygiene. These are the four areas where carelessness can lead to diseases, some of which we had even thought that we had kicked. Food hygiene is actually coming more and more under the radar because of increasing cases of food poisoning and issues experienced in keeping the integrity of the food chain, even in very developed countries. Here are 5 issues you need to know about food hygiene. Eggs. These are at the root cause of more than 30%. You heard me. 30% of food poisoning cases. So get your children to stay off raw eggs. If you've got children like mine, it may not be as easy as it sounds, especially when you've just mixed up a batch of cakes and you're trying to convince them that the batter they desperately want to lick off the bowl is not healthy. By the way, we don't bake the cakes too often. Ensure that all your egg dishes, like French toast, when you choose to indulge, custards, and such like, are well cooked with no hint of raw eggs. The risk of salmonella infection is ever so real. Chicken. Poultry usually harbors the salmonella infection, but because this meat is usually cooked before eating, it may not be a problem. However, cross-contamination by using the same chopping board or work surface used to prepare chicken to prepare other foods could very well lead to a salmonella infection. This is also the case if the chicken is stored in the fridge in direct contact with other foods. Use different work surfaces for raw meats and other foods, and please separate from other foods when you're storing in the freezer. Raw or slightly cooked fish. The worms in raw fish can survive in the intestines of man and cause infections, and so fish has to be properly cooked. So all you sushi lovers, please pay attention. Appropriate cooking methods for fish include grilling and poaching. You know how most people like to fry their fish until it sounds and feels like plantain chips when they're eating it? Well, that will certainly destroy any worm in the fish, but it's also not healthy for you. Sounds like you can't win, yeah? Raw or partially cooked meat. Provided meat is not minced, any surface contamination of the meat is very easily eliminated by cooking. However, minced meat requires that the meat has to be thoroughly cooked all the way through. Again, lovers of tartare, which is a raw meat dish, should be especially wary. Wooden chopping boards are discouraged for meat as cuts on them form very rich reservoirs for germs. Fruits and vegetables are not common sources of food contamination, but they could get contaminated if they're prepared on a contaminated surface or if they are not in optimal quality when they are bought and eventually eaten. So be careful. So please make sure that you obey the cardinal rules of hygiene in the kitchen, as indeed in every part of your life. We must not forget to wash our hands thoroughly before we start cooking too. That saying that germ no dey kill African man is totally last year now. Until I come your way again with more health tips, remember to keep clean, keep healthy with good hygiene. Here's to a healthier you.
Dr. Ketch is a registered public health doctor. So for any questions or suggestions you may have, please join the conversation on www.chatwithdrketch.com, or you can visit our Facebook page or follow her on Twitter.
Mama's cooking. Let's help her. Wait! My mama says before touching food, you should wash your hands with soap.
But my hands are clean.
Can't see germs, but they're everywhere.
Look under special blue light. To protect against germs, I recommend regularly use soap. Safeguard removes millions of germs, and additionally, it inhibits regrowth of germs that might cause skin rashes for hours.
That is why me, mommy, daddy, and my brother regularly use Safeguard.
Supported by the African Medical Association.